Welcome back. I'm Richard Hasnote, and I'm your host for the Wisdom Inspired Life podcast and this Wisdom Inspired Life YouTube channel. Great to have you back here. Well, this particular episode is part of the Caring and Compassion series. And this is a series where I share experiences with you of people demonstrating significant levels of caring and compassion. Now, this is at a level of significance that doesn't make it the news on CNN. It doesn't even make it into your local little corner newspaper. But it certainly makes a headline in the lives of the people that experience these acts of caring and compassion. And my hope is that in sharing these stories with you, that it may inspire all of us, including me, to bring more caring and compassion into your life. Okay? So with that said, share with you some simple stories. Okay? This is about a grandmother's wish. Stacy in Maryland saw a dress in a consignment store that she felt was just right for her granddaughter. Okay, so a consignment store is pretty low price to begin with, okay? But she did not have the money to buy it. Now just get into her world, her life at that particular moment. She's looking for something for her granddaughter. She finds something that's just right. And then the pain that comes to her by saying, but I don't have the money to buy it. For her, that's a pretty significant event at that particular moment. And as a result, she asked the store owner if they could hold it for her when she got enough money, which was a little bit embarrassing even more for her. So this in her life is wish I could, but I can't. Wanting to do something so nice. And then something happens. Somebody in the store says, a customer says, may I buy that dress for you? And she learned that this person had been homeless for 3 years. And had it not been for the kindness of strangers, she probably would not have been able to survive without those acts of kindness from other people. And she said, I'm no longer homeless, and my situation has improved, she said. But I promised myself I would repay the kindness so many had shown me. She paid for the dress. Stacy gave her the only thing the stranger would accept in return: a hug. Okay? Just think about how big a change, how big a gift that was to Stacy, wanting to buy something nice for her granddaughter, and how much that act of kindness blessed her. Think about it. Next is an interesting story. Liliana of Phoenix stopped at a deli and ordered an everything bagel with cream cheese. Doesn't that sound good? Yeah. It was toasty warm and she couldn't wait to dig in. It was a treat for her, and she was really looking forward to it. But as she left the store, she noticed an older, indigent gentleman sitting at the bus stop. Knowing it would probably be his only warm meal of the day, she gave him the bagel. Now just think about this. Just think about yourself, okay? You go into a bagel store, you get your favorite bagel, you walk out, it's in your hand, you can't wait to eat it. You're thinking about the bagel and you're not thinking about things that are around you, you're not looking, you're just all into that or whatever, where you have to go next. But Liliana was observant. She was present and noticed this gentleman who clearly was in distress. And she gave him the meal that she was so much personally looking forward to enjoying, knowing that it would be far more important for him than it was for her. The story for this and me is that she was present enough to see the needs of others and to act on that need by being present. Opportunities for acts of kindness are all around you. Smaller, bigger, but they're all there if we're just observant and present for them. But the story takes a little twist. It's kind of like instant kindness payback. Another customer from the deli, seeing what she had done, offered her half of her bagel, sharing hers with a person who had made a gift to someone else. She was so delighted because she realized that in one way or another, we're all looked after. This was kindness followed by kindness. And another person being present to a situation and seeing an opportunity to make a gift, an act of caring, an act of kindness for someone else. These are simple little stories, but they're simple little situations. But the actions can have a big impact on the people receiving the kindness. It's kind of like their headline of the day, I'm sure. I suspect the gentleman said when he later saw his friends, "You won't believe what happened today." And he tells the story. That's how important it was to him. Okay? The next story. As Dr. Basha in Florida walked through the parking lot after leaving his office, all he could think about was the dire diagnosis that he had just handed to his patient, Jimmy. You have pancreatic cancer. Well, the survival rate for that kind of diagnosis for many is only about 3 years on average, some less, some a little bit more. I mean, having to deliver that to someone is, as a doctor, he was really feeling it. As he's walking through the parking lot, he noticed an elderly gentleman handing tools to someone working under his stalled car. And he looked closer at who was under the car, and it was Jimmy. And he said, "Jimmy, what are you doing?" Dr. Basher yelled out. Now remember, Jimmy had just left his office. And think about this for a moment. You've just been told that you have pancreatic cancer and you've got a life expectancy of maybe just a few years ahead of you. And you're walking out into the parking lot. And the vast majority of us would be overwhelmed and our world would become very small around us, and our awareness of what was going on around with others would virtually disappear. But not with Jimmy. Jimmy dusted off his pants and said, "My cancer didn't tell me to not help others, Doc. My cancer didn't tell me not to help others, Doc." He was present enough in that parking lot to see someone else in need. If there was ever anyone in that parking lot at that particular moment that could have used an act of kindness like a hug, it was probably Jimmy, but he was looking out for others. Then he saw Jimmy wave at the old man to start the car. The man got in the car and turned the engine on, and the engine roared to life. The old man thanked Jimmy and drove off. Then Jimmy got in his car and took off as well. I don't know how many of us, walking out of a doctor's office back to our car in the parking lot, having just received that diagnosis, would have been present enough to be aware of someone else in need of help and to provide that help in a high-quality way that made a difference in that person's life by crawling under a car and making a repair that worked out. Just think about that. Being present enough under those circumstances to be aware of the needs of others, one, and two, to be able to act on that by providing an act of kindness and caring to someone else at probably the most trying and stressful moment in their life. Wow. Okay? Well, this next page is almost like a non sequitur, but just want to let you know that as the host of this channel, I'm also host of the Wisdom Inspired Life podcast, and you see a number of things that are there. This podcast is available every place podcasts are available. There's over 350 episodes. Most of them are just 10 to 15 minute episodes like what I offer here. Wide range of wisdom quotes from people from Gary Zukav to the Dalai Lama to Paramahansa Yogananda, Sogyal Rinpoche, Sunday Roman, and many, 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 many others. Currently, I'm publishing new episodes every Saturday and every Sunday on an extended series. On Saturday, Paramahansa Yogananda's elaboration and perspective and great wisdom and insights on the Christian Bible from his book titled The Second Coming of Christ, The Resurrection of Christ Within You. And on Sunday, Paramahansa Yogananda's similar expansive comments and insights on the Bhagavad Gita in his book God Talks with Arjuna, the Bhagavad Gita. So lots of additional interest in wisdom. These two podcasts on Saturday and Sunday are really from about the highest levels of wisdom that are broadly available to us in the world today. So that's why I'm sharing with you, and they are extended series. Okay, so that's there for you, and if you want to know more about Wisdom Inspired Life, you can go to website, My Wisdom Inspired Life. You can listen to the podcast there. Got a great podcast player, but as I said, you can listen to it Apple, Google Play, Spotify, all that. You can learn about my books and learn a little bit more about me. Well, if you've been listening to even this episode or more, you may have realized that I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to bring more caring and compassion into the world, inspiring people to be so, because we've got some great needs and challenges where caring and compassion can make a tremendous difference in all of that. So I'm on a journey, and I look forward to continuing that journey with you.